Now, I'm getting this question every single day, multiple times, guys. Skratch, which one of the legendary artifacts is the best? Which one of them I should purchase first, or in what order I should purchase this? So in today's video, guys, I'm gonna give you my top 10 legendary artifacts, and the reason why I'm doing it is just to kind of like help you take the right decisions based on your account needs. We're gonna rank the first 2, 3, like 1, 2, 3, top 3 artifacts, and the rest of them I'm gonna explain you in what order you should purchase them based on your account's needs, okay? Because this is pretty important and it will be different from account to account, from player to player. Starting directly with the very first best legendary artifact, and that, in my opinion, is the Witch's Remains. Now, a lot of people are debating in between the Rift Hourglass and Witch's Remains. I would agree with it. The reason why I prefer the Witch's Remains a bit more than the Rift Hourglass, by 10% more, is because this is the only way in the game on how we can land AoE defense down, okay? There is no other champion or artifact in the game to land AoE defense down. You have the Crown of the Unclean epic artifact, which can land it on a single target and is the smaller version. This is the bigger version of a defense penalty, and it will help you so much in the Feymander. It will help you so much in the Pillar of Trials, in dungeons, in Vortex, everywhere, okay? So, hands down, this is the first artifact you should pick if you want to increase your damage and overall just kill things faster, you know? Definitely pick this one. Then talking about the Rift Hourglass, definitely deserves the second spot with no questions asked. So you're getting HP and accuracy from this one, guys. You're getting almost 100 accuracy. And at max level, you're getting 100% extra skill haste. Skill haste basically decreases the cooldown of your skills, okay? So let me just quickly show you, for example, on one of the heroes. I have it equipped on Hochadir right now. He doesn't have the full gear because I'm using the presets a lot. But basically, this artifact will enable my Hochadir to use his skills much faster. Now, I'm using this artifact usually on champions that I want them to rotate their skills very often, or champions that have no scrolls. Like Hochadir right now, I managed to get his cooldown down to 18 seconds from whatever it was before, and I do have some skill haste on him. Now, 20 skill haste is the equivalent of 0.75 seconds. 100 skill haste is 3.5 seconds more or less, right? I feel like it might be rounded at 0.75 seconds per 20 skill haste. Is just what I've seen so far, and from all the math that I've done, you know. So it's going to be very impactful to decrease the cooldown of a skill by 3.5 seconds approximately with this artifact. Super powerful for arena, for pretty much every content. Now, for dungeons, for the Vortex, you're gonna time the skills on your heroes. So it won't be as efficient, okay? It won't be as effective. This will be extremely powerful in Arena, extremely powerful in the Pillar of Trials, extremely powerful in the Feymander, okay? For the other content, is not as powerful. World bosses, again, very powerful on the key champion, you know? So again, is going to be very, very impactful. Moving over to the next one, and here, at least this season, guys, is absolutely insane, okay? So a lot of people have Garius. He's an epic champion, and you might be wondering, does Garius have his own exclusive artifact? Oh yes, he does. The Gatekeeper's Staff. So this will give you defense and skill haste. 60 skill haste at max level. So again, you're knocking down the skills by quite a bit, right? It's 2 minutes and 25 seconds to have this artifact on any of your characters. But on top of it, you're gonna get 100% of the overheal from the wearer, and it will be converted to shield, okay? In my Vortex team, I would not be able to survive up to 100 plus stacks without the Gatekeeper Staff. Garius with this artifact generates such a big shield, guys, that you don't believe it, you know? So 100%, this should be your number 3 pick if you have Garius. If you don't have Garius, just keep it. Do not purchase nothing. Just wait for Garius, and you won't regret it. It's just such a good artifact, you know? Very, very important. Then moving over to number 4, guys. And I'm not really gonna rank them from here on because it really depends by what you have on your account, and it becomes really, really situational. Now, what I'm gonna do, you see, we have all these that are kind of like exclusive to elemental affinities. We're not going to include any of these because I feel like they're not very general for you guys, because you need to have a dupe from Frost in order to purchase a Frost artifact, or a dupe from Fire if you want to purchase a Fire artifact. Okay, keep that in mind. I want to talk about the more general ones because I do have a tier list in the making for this as well, for all of the legendary artifacts. Like, I've done it for the epic ones as well, you know. So just to make you aware of it, stay tuned for a full tier list of all of them. But the next one, again, will be situational. So you have, for example, the Solar King's Horn. This is so powerful on champions like Frorbart in the Vortex. Powerful on champions that heal you a lot, because whenever the wearer heals an ally, increases the ally's damage by 5% for 10 seconds up to 3 stacks. So basically, you're getting an increased damage by 15%, okay? Which is very, very solid. It's not 15% attack, 15% damage overall, okay? Is a massive boost in terms of damage. So the Solar King's Horn is very, very powerful, but it really depends what exactly you have going on at the moment. Now, I would strongly argue it and say that a lot of people are using derivative damage, okay? A lot of people will end up in pulling one champion that benefits from the Queen's Fan. Now, for this, you need to have range heroes. It doesn't work on a Shagrel, for example, because he's a melee. But for whoever has a range heroes, using this artifact on champions like Zorak, Ivelios, Flora, is absolutely amazing. The damage that you're getting from here is nuts, okay? So you're gonna have to position your champion at the end, at the furthest style away from the enemy. You're getting so much attack out of it, and derivative damage dealt by the wearer gains a damage bonus based on the distance between the wearer and the enemy, increasing by 7% per tile, and the cap is at 5 tiles. 35% extra damage, okay? So that is very, very, very good, and you're getting a lot of attack. So definitely keep this in mind. It's really based on your account's needs, okay? If you have champions that deal derivative damage, consider this. Maybe you have champions like, I don't know, you have Gillian, you have Acelia, you have other strong healers, and you're looking to boost a bit their healing. Then I would suggest you most probably the Blessed Camel Bells, another amazing artifact. You're getting HP, you're getting Enlightenment, and this can work on Catherine, can work on pretty much every healer, okay? When the wearer heals an ally with the ultimate skill, a seed is granted to that ally. When the ally's HP drops below 40% or 5 seconds after the seed is granted, consumes the seed and heals the ally for up to 30% of the previous healing. The same target can receive up to 1 seed every 5 seconds. So this is very, very good as well, guys, to have it on your healers, you know. But I wouldn't necessarily prioritize this as top 3, you know. Like, you can definitely look what exactly you need. The Aurelium Vest is another very, very solid artifact, guys, because if you're using it on champions like Adolphus, you're going to get a 17.5 damage reduction on all your team whenever they have shield. If you're using it on Felocia, my god, it's just so freaking powerful on that legendary hero, you know. And champions that shield a lot, you know, even on Atheniel, this is actually very, very powerful. Even on Zephy for that passive, you know, is actually very, very good, guys. So this is a super powerful artifact as well. Then if you are looking a bit more towards content like Arena and just more general content, I like the Abyss Binder Stork. So there are not many that actually give you damage stats as legendary ones, except exclusives and more specific on the elemental affinity. This one right here gives you attack and crit rate. This is such a massive boost in terms of stats when you're building characters early on, mid game, and even in the end game sometimes, you know. And considering how popular is Questa, Caraman, and other champions to be used in Arena, to be used in different content like Feymander, Pillar of Trials, where you don't have so many long range heroes for all of the elemental affinities, an artifact like this is absolutely insane. The wearer gains an extra 15% crit damage for each enemy around them, and takes 15% less damage when surrounded by two or more enemies. So damage reduction, crit damage, crit rate, and attack from one artifact. I definitely think that is definitely a pretty nice one, you know. Then we have the Parasol of Paradise. This is one of the next ones on my list to purchase. And this is nice too. You're getting defense HP. When the wearer takes damage, healing equal to 50% of the damage taken is triggered and distributed evenly to allies around the hero. The main problem with this, I find it pretty hard to use it on a tank. Because, hey, if I'm using Garius, I want to get the staff. If I'm using Flurbart, I might want to get Witch's Remains or something else. So I find it hard to use the Parasol, I'll be honest. And tanks usually don't take as much damage as the other characters because they're not squishy. So you're not actually getting so much healing back. But it's not a bad artifact to have as well, you know. It's better for arena, I would say, you know. Then the next one, guys, again, which is more niche as well, is the Drugos Blast Jar. You're getting HP and defense. When the wearer takes damage, it has a 30% chance of creating Energy Blast, dealing 200% defense fire damage to surrounding enemies, and reducing the damage dealt by 15% for 5 seconds. And you can trigger this every 2 seconds. Now, the damage reduction will only apply to the wearer, okay? So it's not going to reduce the damage for the entire team, but it's still nice. And I like to use this on characters that are being used in my Vortex team, for example, and they don't require any other specific artifact that will benefit my team. Champions like Reyta, for example. Champions that they have their skill on a cooldown. They're not bringing healing. They're not really bringing any stupid damage from as raw damage. So I like to use this just for some extra damage, basically, you know. But again, it's a bit more niche, and it can be definitely way more helpful for arena, you know, like reducing the damage like that is definitely going to make quite a bit of a difference. I'm just checking my list to see if I missed any of them because I completely ignored the list, you know. So I think I'm spot on. I don't think I missed any of them. I do have another one that I kind of like want to mention, and that is the Berserker's Mask. Now, I initially wanted to buy this ASAP, and I will buy this one as well. The reason why I will buy it is because I will be able to use the skill haste, you know. So getting all this extra skill haste on your character, I think is 60 skill haste if I'm not mistaken, or maybe more than that. That will just help your characters in general, you know. More impactful in arena, I would say. Pillar of Trials, Feymander. But then you have the initial recharge time of the wearer's battle skill is reduced by 3 seconds. Now, the problem with this artifact is that it's only the initial recharge time. It's not going to be constant. The very first time when you use the battle skill is being decreased by 3 seconds, and that's it. Okay, game over. After that, you're getting no value out of it except the skill haste. So that's why I'm not prioritizing to purchase this. This was literally on top 3 in my list to purchase. Till I actually really looked into it, and it's just the initial recharge time, and that's about it. The Dawn Pipe Organ was good for champions like Erich, I think, last season for the teams with Flora, but again, it's very niche, and yeah, it's not that impressive. The rest of them, they feel pretty underwhelming, honestly. They're very specific on what they can doing. They're very niche and very arena focused, you know, so I wouldn't necessarily jump on any conclusions, but there are quite a few different ones that are nice from all of these elements, but I will make a different tier list for all of these guys, so stay tuned for it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you think any other one should make top 10 out of the universal ones, not the elemental affinity ones. Appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.